See if I can squeeze in some updates while these people behind me are running the chainsaw and power saw. Guess not. We'll see how this comes out. Anyways, so come out this morning and this plant was kind of droopy for no reason, and I'm guessing the tube that waters it was plugged or something. So anyways, pulled it back out. It was running. I filled it up with a little water from the hose as well, so it looks like it's back up and doing its thing. Plant's getting back to normal, but you can see some of it's still wilty, so have to keep an eye on that. And I don't come out every single day right now because plants are just growing. You can see these cherry tomatoes are just going insane, but everything else looks healthy, so I have to start remembering that it was 93 degrees yesterday, so inside the greenhouse is a little bit warmer, so I need to start checking more often. It's really not about the tomato plants, but that's what I was going to start. So these cucumbers are just dead. They're not coming back. There is a cucumber hanging out there, but I need to pick it because the plant's basically dying off. And the cucumber in the 5-gallon bucket just croaked all the way. The one in the 55-gallon drum is plugging away. It's a little dry, but it's doing its thing. You can see some cucumbers in there. But the other part to go with this is I'm wondering, because all the cucumbers I'm growing right now are divas. That includes all the ones that are in the dirt, with the exception of the green apple ones in the far corner. These are all divas because they're an all-female cucumber, so they just self-pollinate. So they're great for being in the greenhouse. But anyway, so I'm wondering if the divas don't really like the straight hydroponic. So I started a couple divas and I switched over to the Rockwell grow plugs because that's what I plan on using next year anyways. But I've got a couple divas, a couple Space Masters, and what's one I haven't grown before is Wisconsin SMR cucumber. Then I restarted the Cascabella peppers, the pepperoncinis, and the banana peppers, and I just did these last night. They need a little bit of water, but the grow plugs are damp. I just brought them outside so we can get a good look. So we'll see how long it takes those to germinate and get themselves up and running, but the goal is to, so each of these totes has room for 2 net pots, so I'm going to put Space Master in one, the SMR in the other, and then I'm going to take the 2 divas. I'm going to put one of them in the 5-gallon bucket, and we'll see what I do with the other one, kind of seeing what germinates and what doesn't. Then the Cascabellas, and that's going in the greenhouse. And I'm not sure the pepperoncini or the banana pepper what's going to go in the greenhouse, and then the other one's going to go in the dirt. I've got 2 more buckets, or 2 more totes. These I guess I should have started earlier in the season, but these are all self-watering totes or self-watering buckets. I'll have to try to learn to do an iCard and link to Gardening with Leon. Basically it's the same thing like he's doing in his feeder buckets, which is what these half 55-gallon drums are. But anyways, I've got 2 totes down at the end that need to get some plants in there, so we'll see what's going to go in those 2 totes. And that's really it for this part of the update, and I'll splice in something else later this week. Alright, going to continue on with the normal update. So I cleaned out the other cucumbers that were dead here. Just waiting on the ones in the Rockwell grow, they're not really grow cubes, but the grow plugs, get those sprouted and get those going. So about a week or 2 for, probably 2 weeks by the time I can transplant it. Same thing with the in the bucket. I'm not sure what this one looked like, but yeah, so the root system was doing really well. Even though the plant's dead, I mean, it's not super white, but it's not rotted. Same with the other one. Root system was fine. Plenty of fluid and whatnot in there, so and these were with those Oasis grow cubes, and the same thing with this one. You can see I didn't really like the grow cubes, and then the root system in this one, but we knew this one was a little runty anyways, a little algae going on in there. I was hoping that the orange of the bucket would keep the algae out, but a couple cucumbers going on here. I think there's one hanging down the side, a bunch of little ones starting. Let's see if we can see some of the root system in there. I'm not sure if the lighting really does this justice, but man, you can see all the roots hanging out in there, and then I don't think this will get what's hanging. Oh yeah, it actually will. It's not going to focus real well. Doesn't know what to focus on. There we go. You can see the roots hanging down. These are the ones that are in air, and then you can see the ones down in the fluid. So this should still do really well, but we'll see. The potatoes, so there's like 4 potatoes in each of these large buckets, and they're actually flowering. So these are doing really well. The ones in the grow bags, they don't look bad, but they're not as healthy as these other ones. So we'll see what happens. This is all an experiment, right? It was a bag of potatoes. I already had the dirt. Already had, the buckets from last year, and same thing with the cloth buckets. Again, the Chinese long bean, there's one growing in the back. I'm thinking about acing it, and then these are all the tongues of fire. They're doing pretty well. Got some buds going on. I was trying to see if there was a bean. Oh, there is some beans hanging out there. Look at that. Oh, crikey! So yeah, look at these things. See if I can get the focus right. Set on my fingers. Let's try that. There we go. So we got red stripes only on one side. That's kind of weird. This one's got it a little bit on the back side. But yeah, so we got a couple beans going on in there. So probably need to pick those. They're a picking size. I haven't really looked inside. I figured they were just sprouting and I would leave them alone. So there's a couple on there. And then we got the rattlesnakes are over here. Now it makes me want to go bean hunting. There's probably some beans hiding in there, but we'll let it do its thing. And then these were the dragon tongue, which are also similar. There's probably some, but they're just hiding. So anyways, that's kind of neat. A couple of beans going on there. And then I've been picking snap peas and snow peas, I don't know, a couple once a week. There's lots of buds going on there. There are some pea pods. They're starting to grow. And I don't really think there's any snap peas because I ate them all up. And then the corn's doing alright. It's been leaning. We had a lot of wind going on today. So, and then last but not least, we'll say for the outside is, boy, that's just horrible. I'm trying to zoom in, but anyways, the mini apple tree. has, as I was talking about last week, it was not dead, and it's just tons of leaves, and actually these blossoms are new, so that's really cool. I gotta keep tapping the screen to make it focus. There's too much stuff going on in the background, right? So anyways, so that's where we'll leave it, and then we'll talk about onions another day. But the onions are doing really well. Some of them. Let's just do it now. We're out here. I haven't gone in to see how big they are down at the bottom, but that's big around, probably about as big around as my thumb right now. So that's doing pretty good. I haven't gotten in to top these so they can keep growing, just haven't gotten around to it. So other than that, that's it from the jungle.